Now on Cultural Agenda this evening, we welcome renowned dub poet, internationally acclaimed YASUS AFARI. We'll look back at the recently concluded Jamaica Poetry Festival, groundbreaking Poetry in Motion 2023 in Mandeville, and his upcoming album and releases. So lots to unpack in cultural this evening. YASUS AFARI, welcome to CVM Live.
Yes, give thanks. Good evening, and to your listeners. Let me take the opportunity to say full grats to the new management and staff. I think it's a good move, and we hope it bears equally good fruits, you know.
On behalf of, we thank you. We thank you. So I think you were with us on Cultural earlier this year, and we were talking about how you navigated during COVID and plans for Poetry in Motion. Tell us how the event went.
Well, Poetry in Motion this year was a virtual event with an intimate audience, and it was very well supported, and we had a great impact, and we presented some brilliant performances. And then it set the momentum for our return to a physical staging, albeit we describe it as a physical hybrid, because we did have a few international appearances via virtual. And so, again, let me say thanks to CVM for your promotional support and your coverage of the 12th annual Jamaica Poetry Festival that was at the AC Marriott Hotel in Kingston on the 14th of August. And that was very well attended, very well supported, and we got excellent reviews. And again, we set the momentum now for our renewal of Poetry in Motion on Sunday, February 26th at the Manchester Golf Club in Mandeville.
And that's February 26th next year, 2023?
2023, yeah.
So you're already making plans for next year, fully in motion?
Fully in motion.
What were some of the highlights of the activity in when was it, August?
Right, in August.
Yes.
What happened is that we started at 10 a.m. in the morning with a creative arts workshop featuring Calvin Mitchell, as well as Ebony Payne from the United States of America. I was there, David Ellis as well. We started on the dot of 10. We had which was full house. We had about 50 people attending, and it was one of our best so far. And then we had an art exhibition, 2 p.m., featuring Ray Simit from CVM, as well as Delroy Millwood from Spanish Town, as well as Professor Clinton Houghton, ACIJ, Jamaica Music Museum, among a few others. And at 4:30 p.m., we started seating for dinner. We had a 60th anniversary dinner, of which 100% of the proceeds went towards the deaf community, and they got their check on spot that was collected by Dr. Hendricks on behalf of the Jamaica Association for the Deaf. And then we also had deaf interpreters paying a gesture to the deaf community, and that is unprecedented for us and for entertainment in Jamaica as well. And we had also a deaf poet, and we featured Monty Alexander, who received our Award of Honor, as well as the one and only Marjorie Wiley, who was this year
your patron
Lifetime Achievement Award. And then we had Skip Marley, who was our youth ambassador. And we featured a range of brilliant performances from Professor Mervyn Morris, Michael Abraham, Ebony Payne, Calvin Mitchell, Kai Faulkner.
Was that in one show? Sounds like a packed event.
May I tell you? That was in one show, yeah. It was a packed event from 10 a.m. in the morning till 10 p.m. So it was really non-stop for 12 hours.
Yes, so far, I haven't heard, I usually love to hear you perform, and I haven't heard you in motion in a long time. So what has been happening to your career, and what is happening next? What is the next big thing for your dub poetry?
So why you never did a Jamaica Poetry Festival and Poetry in Motion? Anyhow, we just released Golden Spoon Maroon, which went on the Reggae Foundation chart in New York and top 10. So that's good to be back on the top 10. And that is from the upcoming album, which will feature, I don't know if I want to say the names yet, but one of the best vocalist in Jamaica, chairman of the board as well, and a Jamaican who is living abroad, who are international, one of our greats, will be featured on the album, as well as my 10-year-old daughter who you featured recently, Mick, as well as an artist from Ghana. And so we are currently negotiating, talking to a few people. We think somebody else is in the front right now, so we think we should be signing up on that, so we could put the release date soon, and you'll be one of the first people to know. So we're looking forward to that. But we have several other projects. We have a song called Ancient People coming out on Reggae Still Alive by Love Star Music that features Yaxter, Luciana, Natty King, Ginger, among a few other people. And we also have a song coming out on an album in the UK called I'm Not a Slave to the System, featuring a hip-hop reggae dancehall artist called Penology, as well as we are completing a single with Ginger that will be released soon as well, and working on a video for the upcoming album. So we have quite a few things doing.
So you have been busy over the last 2 years. There was no dull time for you during the pandemic, etc.
Oh, I tell you, maybe we grew. For example, in 2020, it is estimated that we reach about 750,000 people worldwide. In 2020, we featured poets from Iran to South Korea to Botswana to Netherlands to Canada, America, England, Trinidad, Barbados, and Jamaica. Last year was no different. We went across the world as well. And so this year, we had the honor of presenting the one and only Monty Alexander, Skip Marley, Marjorie Wiley, Professor Mervyn Morris, among others. And so we have grown. We really, we're not the youngest person on the planet, but we were able to adapt and adjust and work with the technology, and we kept ourselves growing and going, and corporate Jamaica really supported us over the past 2 years. The media supported us as well. So I want to take the opportunity to say a big thank you to all our sponsors and media supporters and performers, and the patrons, of course.
All right, YASUS AFARI, we look forward to hearing more from you, certainly, as we see your career rise and grow and take on new heights.
Yes, give thanks and stay tuned for the album, as well as some of the other projects we just alluded to. And before we go, we want you as a leading media partner with a renewal now that we are watching. Poetry is on the rise and has been doing that for the past 4 years. As you would have realized, the Grammy now included poetry as an entity. Spotify said poetry is the new frontier. Live Nation said the same thing. Spotify is now distributing books, so those are indicators. And so the interest even in my album, I think, is against that background of the growth of poetry and the fact that we have been on the cutting edge and pushing for the growth of poetry. And what is happening or not happening for reggae dancehall in Jamaica, it's an opportune time for us as a nation to push forward, not just poetry, but dub as well as poetry, and then certainly dub poetry and the spoken word. So it's a pivotal moment, and we are here, and we thanks for your support. All the best, CVM.
Thank you very much, YASUS AFARI. Thank you for joining us this evening as well. It was a pleasure.
Same here, and all the best with the new management.
Okay.